Help support the companies that support our community.
I hope everybody's doing well. So today I'm going to go over the Joyner off-center jig. We've done a couple club demos recently, and I just wanted to go over all the parts that come with it, how they all go together, and show you what it can actually do. There's just a lot of little pieces with it, but once you see how it all goes together, it's pretty easy, and it's a lot of fun, and you can do some really neat things with it. All right, let me get over to lathe and we'll get started. All right, this is the complete kit for the Joyner off-center jig. So it comes with a mandrel, your choice. This is 1.25 inch. We have a 1x8 and we have a number 2 Morris taper. So the jig comes with the mandrel. So this one is a little bit different than the bottle stopper mandrel. The bottle stopper mandrel has a flute cut in it, and this one does not. And that is because the plate is aluminum, and you don't want to have a chance of cross-threading it. So there's no flute in these, and they thread right on, just like that. So when you go to order the jig, just make sure you get your mandrel, and there are 3 different ones you can order. So comes with the mandrel. All right, it comes with the 10-hole offset plate. So this plate is numbered. There's 10 different positions on the back of it where you can move the mandrel around to do off-center turning. And then it comes with an indexing plate. So this indexing plate actually mounts together with the offset plate. And I will get mine over here and show you how it all goes together. But those screws right there hold that together. It also comes with 3 different buttons. And these are for turning pendants and earrings. So it comes with a 2-inch, 1.25 inch, or a 3/4 inch. Small one for doing earrings. And it comes with 4 wood screws, 2 washers, and this large bolt there. And I will show you what all of that is for as I put it all together. It just kind of wanted to show you 2 real quick, just different things that the jig can do. So it does pendants, just small pieces of, if you have some scrap wood laying around, you can make pendants with it. Bottle stoppers, off-center bottle stoppers. There is another one right there. It's a little swan I did. And it will do very intricate patterns as well. So on the website, on the Joyner Jig page, there's downloadable Excel spreadsheets to design patterns on it. Before you even come out into the shop, it will tell you which numbers you need to put it in. So let's just say for this one right here, the pendant, it's arcing across there and across that way. So you can either play around with it out here, or the Excel spreadsheet will tell you put it in number 6 and number 3, and it will recreate that pattern every single time. All right, let me get this cleaned up. I will get my jig over here and we'll get it all, and I'll show you how it all goes together. All right, so let's set it up for doing pendants first. You want to take and put your mandrel on like that, your 10-hole offset plate. We're going to go ahead and just put it in the center hole. You can move it around to any one of these positions that you like, but let's just start off in the center. So these are the buttons that thread right into there. So they thread right into there, so you can do the turning off center. So this one here I have set up for doing pendants. So this is a piece of 1/4 inch plywood with double-sided tape. I just pop that one off of there. I use a little piece of double-sided tape, put that on there, and then I double-sided tape my little block, whatever it is I'm turning, right onto that. And that way it doesn't damage the button. You don't have to. You can double-sided tape this right on there, but I put that on there. Little thin piece of wood. It works perfect. Like this one right here. You could see where I'm doing pendants, and I go through to put the hang hole for the cord, and that would hit the button if you didn't have that little waste block on there. So, but these thread right in to there, just like this. Put it in any one of the positions there. So the little washers, that come with it. It comes with 2 washers. So when you first start out, let's go ahead and show you that. So when you first start out, you want to do your pendant, and you have a piece of wood that's not true. You want to start off in the center position. So you put the 2 washers on there first, and then thread your plate on like that, so that you can put it in the center hole. If you don't have the washers behind there, that the threaded stud sticking out won't let you thread this in. So you have to put those on there to start off with, and then whether you're doing smaller ones, earrings, put it in the center hole, get it true. And then once you want to move it off the center, then you can take those washers off. But that's all those washers are for, is just to get your piece true, and then you can move it to any one of the positions out here, and it will thread in just fine. So you can keep moving this thing around. You can move the front around to any one of the 10 positions or the back of it. So if you have it there, it's off center like that. You can unscrew this, move it around like so, and it will create a different pattern for you. You can keep doing that. There's a lot of different options with it to create really intricate little patterns. And so there's 20 positions on the front, or 10 positions on the front and 10 on the back. So usually after I get it trued up, I will take the washers off. Once I have it round, then I just take those washers off and then start moving around to whatever position I want. All right. Let's put that back on, and we will put the plate on it. So that is the indexing plate. So those 4 little wood screws, that is what's holding the indexing plate on it. And this is just a waste block. I drilled a hole through it. The large bolt comes through that. So the purpose of the waste block is to take up some of the threads, so you don't have to come right down to this or use a shorter bolt. So turn a little waste block. I just put it on there, turned it, drilled a hole down through the center of it, and that bolt countersinks in the back of it, just like that. This bolt is 3/8/16. It is the same size as all the bottle stoppers, the inserts, so that the bottle stopper will thread right onto it when you're done. So this right here, I turn this down a little bit to match the diameter of the bottle stoppers, so that when you're turning it, you know how far to come down. And just make sure when you're doing the waste block, just have it stick out, put an insert or something on there, measure it, so that when it does thread down on there, it goes right down to the bottom. So you have a lot supported here too. All right, these little black screws, switch camera back over, so they go right through the back of it here and thread right into the indexing plate. So it's a fine thread, so don't tighten them up. Just do a couple loose. Oop, I missed wrong hole. There we go. Just like that. Leave them kind of loose until you get all 4 of them in. So with them too, if it starts to cross thread, you get a little bit of resistance, just turn it reverse, just like that, and then tighten it down. So just make sure that you're not cross threading the aluminum. So even this one, I've been using this for quite a few years, and it's still, there's no buildup of paint or anything on it. It's a fine thread, and this is kind of on there loose. So just make sure if you catch it a little bit, just back it off and then start threading it in. So just tighten those all down now, and you are ready to put your bottle stopper blank on there and start turning a bottle stopper. So with this, I leave it in the center position. I bring up the tailstock, get the stopper blank true, and then I will kick it off center. So you can kick the back of this off center, but you can also move the indexing plate too. So you can move it to, let's say, the number 3 position. you can have that on there, but you can also spin this all the way around to any one of those holes. That will give you a different cut. So if for any reason, when I'm doing off-center stuff like this, like a bottle stopper, I stop it every once in a while, check these just to make sure they're still tight as you're going. But I keep the tailstock up as long as I can, because you're out here quite a ways away from the headstock. So I don't just turn it with, without the tailstock. I have that up there, get my basic shape down, and then pull it away. So if for any reason you're not comfortable with the little, just the finger tight, the caps that are on those, we press all those on there. We buy the caps and the little Allen bolt, and we press every one of those on there. But they'll pop off if you want, and they are an Allen, so you could tighten them up that way if you want to. All right, and so as far as the bottle stoppers goes, same thing. You can get super creative with it. It's any one of those positions on the back side. One other thing I wanted to say about that was, so some of the positions on the back side, so you wouldn't be able to get into the number 10 hole right there. So you just pull that out and move it over to a different position, and then you'll be able to thread your mandrel right back on, depending on what design you want. But just like that. So just kind of move it around wherever you need it. All right. You can also, with this, now this is set up to do the bottle stoppers, but it doesn't need, you don't have to. You can make pendants with this too. You don't need the buttons. We have the buttons because it's a 2-inch button. You can make 2-inch pendants all day long with it. But you can also not put that bolt in there and just turn a waste block on there, just like this is. Make it 2 inches if you want, or if you want a bigger one, if you wanted to do a 3-inch, or a different size, you can always just double-sided tape your workpiece right onto that, and then do the exact same thing. You can move it around any one of those positions and any one of the indexing plate positions, and that is how you get the intricate designs on it. It's just those small little moves and positions will give you a different look on all of them. All right, I think that is about it. I do have, a couple of videos. I'll put them down below in the description on turning pendants, turning bottle stoppers. But I just wanted to go through, all the components and setting it up too. So if you do have any questions, my phone number and email are on every page of the website. Just give me a holler and I can help you out. But yeah, it's a super cool jig, and with those with the Excel spreadsheet, you can design the whole thing in the house and come out, and it will, whatever design you came up with, it's 4, 6, and 8. You just put it in there, and it will create whatever pattern you did. So let me pull this part real quick just to kind of show you something, and I will pull the tailstock up to show you. So this is just the waste block piece, but before you even make your first cut, you move it off center, take your pencil, draw it across there, and then that way when you turn the lathe on, you know exactly where to cut. You can see that little ghosting in it right there, your pencil line, and it will cut right across there. And I usually just use either the tip of a skew or the Easy Wood, the super fine detailer. It does a really nice job of making small little grooves. And you can also move it over to a different one. Same thing with this. So that right there is the pattern you would have if you put it into those two holes. Yeah, but it's super easy to use, and you can easily recreate that pattern for a set of pendant and a set of earrings. And it's just, I'm not sure which ones they were. Can't remember, but it was 8 and something else. But yeah, it's just, you kind of just play around with it, find a pattern you like, or you can go ahead and go into the program there and design whatever you would like. I'm just messing around now. See what that'll look like. Well, that just put a circle on there, so we wouldn't want that. That doesn't look good. But you can play around with the pencil before you even get started to come up with something you really like. So if you do find something, write those numbers down. You can write it down, on a piece of paper or the wall in the shop, and then you can just come out and easily recreate that same pattern. And to do those, like that hole in it right there, and that's the hang hole. So come down and figure out where you would want the hang hole to be. I actually want it a little closer. So just like that. And then these little holes are from doing that right there, and just come in there with a small spindle gouge and cut right into the waste block here, right through my little my workpiece into the waste block, and it creates that little divot. And I'll pop a hole in there for you for some cord. I hope that helped to explain the jig a little bit more, but if you do have any questions, just shoot me an email and be more than happy to answer them. All right, take care, and we will see you next week.